Caddis Maximus here, this time with a review of the Harbor Freight Berger high-strength switchable 90 degree, 45 degree, and 135 degree welding magnet. See if I can spit all that out. I bought this a couple years ago, so Harbor Freight's had these at least for a little while. Reviews online, people generally like them. I think it's okay. I don't know how well it would do really in a heavy-duty production welding shop, because these kind of magnets tend to get beat up. It's not a nice magnet. It's 28 bucks normally with Harbor Freight's 20% off coupons. It used to be 25% off. That's when I got this thing. But even with 20% off, it makes it 22 bucks. So it's a reasonable price, and it's built pretty well. I think it is still made in China. The 90 pounds of force, I believe, is an optimal situation where you have thick pieces of steel that it's connected to. Remember, magnets do rely on, a function of cross-section. I bought this just to do some sheet metal brazing, and the normal red ones would just barely hold the sheet metal, so this was strong enough to at least make it work. And so with thin cross sections, you do want a stronger magnet. But in this situation, I think it might take near 100 pounds of force to actually pull it off. As far as actual yanking one side of a piece of steel, I don't think it would. It may do 90 pounds of force, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Just because when you're talking about near 100 pounds, that's quite a bit of pulling force. A lot of the magnetic force, the way the switch rotates the magnets inside this chamber, is transferred through the side plates. So if it's not sitting flush, you can easily rock a piece of steel off. That's obviously not 90 pounds of force there. So it's something to be aware of, but that's just how these kind of magnets work. It is kind of nice because if you are working with thick cross sections and you do have a high power magnet, it can be a little bit of a bear. You got to wrench them out of the crevice, and it's nice just to have a switch where you can just turn it and pull it off. The other nice thing is if you are using these for welding, all sorts of grinding grit and splatter, etc., gets stuck to the magnet, so it rotates it kind of like a dial indicator in the magnetic base, the same type of systems in here, and so you can turn it off. It's not completely off, but it does work pretty well in the off position so that you can wipe all the grit and stuff off of it. They do use a stainless steel collar, which is fitted pretty nicely, and it feels pretty thick, although it can get dinged in the corners and then allow debris to get in there. So that would be something to keep in mind, but it is nice that they included that. The only real other criticisms is getting dropped, and the switch, which is like cast aluminum, there's like a plastic sleeve that it fits into. It's very stiff, something you got to be aware of on these. These are super stiff switches. It is metal, but it would be unfortunate for that switch to get broken. In that situation, you just leave it in the on position. And then they use these, non-magnetic brass rivets, but they're hollow rivets, and they are low profile, and they seem to be fine. But if it gets dropped a few times, I could see how these rivets would start working loose. And the reason I comment on that is they have a non-switchable arrow style one of these magnets. It's a lot cheaper. It's like 10 bucks. And it uses solid aluminum rivets. So I thought it was interesting that they use ones that appeared to be, not quite as heavy duty but they may prove to be just fine. I could just totally see them getting loose though when you drop it multiple times. And these two housings here or side plates could shift a little bit, and then it really wouldn't sit flush, and you wouldn't get the expected pulling force, and you'll always have to find a piece of steel and tap them flat, so that might be annoying. And I do mention that because it's surprising. I've seen people use these. I did take a little bit of welding when I was in college, actually 2 terms of it, and so many people fighting with magnets that were just all kinds of wonky, wondering why the plates just weren't holding very well. And you just get a couple magnets that are actually decent condition that are square, and they work a whole lot better. So that's something to really keep in mind. Anyway, the whole clean-off feature is kind of pretty neat. We'll use a tray of screws as an example, but you get a whole bunch of junk on it here. Let's zoom out. Whoop. Come on now. If I can figure out the zoom, they're all pretty stuck on there. It really does pretty well. There's a little bit of magnetism still getting through, but it reduces almost all of it, so it can make it easily wipe off, and it's kind of neat to do that. it does make it handy for exactly that situation. Cleaning up a bunch of screws and nuts and bolts, it's kind of nice just to pick them all up with this instead of having to, yank them off. You can just flip the switch and have them all fall off into a bucket. That's actually handy because you can dump out a tray of fasteners like this, find just the one that you need more quickly, and then you can actually use something like this to pick them all up in like 10 or 20 seconds. It's surprising. Anyway, that was my little review of this Harbor Freight Berger. I forgot I had this thing and think it's actually a pretty decent, item from Harbor Freight. And it seems it'll work out for a long time. You just got to treat it with some respect. There are certainly much higher grade ones. Online there are $50 plus versions of these magnets, which really look extremely heavy duty. But, for the price, it looks like, they're giving you decent value. I just don't think it might be, shipyard rated, heavy construction. But it'll be great in most people's shops. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Until next time, Catus Maximus out.